Iran is one of the oldest continuous civilizations on Earth. Its story spans over 5,000 years, from ancient empires to modern revolution, long before it was called Iran. The land was known as Persia. It was home to some of the most powerful dynasties in human history. The roots of Persian civilization go back to around 3000 BCE, with the Elamites in the southwest. But it was around 550 BCE that Persia truly rose to global prominence. That's when Cyrus the Great founded the Achaemenid Empire. It became the largest empire the world had ever seen at that time, stretching from the Indus Valley to the Aegean Sea. Cyrus ruled with tolerance and diplomacy. He freed the Jews from Babylonian captivity and respected local cultures across the empire. His successor, Darius the Great, expanded the empire even further. He built roads, introduced a uniform currency, and established an efficient administrative system. The royal city of Persepolis became a symbol of Persian wealth and power. Persian engineering, art, and governance influenced the ancient world for centuries. But in 330 BCE, everything changed. Alexander the Great invaded and conquered the Persian Empire. Though Persia fell under Greek rule, its culture survived. Even after centuries of foreign domination, Persian identity endured. The Parthian Empire rose next, followed by the Sasanian Empire. Both restored Persian power and resisted the expansion of the Roman Empire. The Sasanians brought a revival of Persian art, architecture, and Zoroastrianism, the dominant pre-Islamic religion of Persia. Their influence shaped much of the culture seen in Iran today. In the 7th century, the Arab Muslim armies arrived. They defeated the Sasanians and introduced Islam to the region. Over time, Persia became a center of Islamic culture and learning. Persian scholars, poets, and scientists flourished under the new Islamic Golden Age. Figures like Avicenna, a philosopher and physician, and poets like Rumi and Hafez left a lasting legacy. They wrote in Persian, preserving their language even as Arabic dominated religion and politics. The next few centuries saw invasions and new dynasties. Mongols swept through in the 13th century, destroying cities but eventually assimilating into Persian culture. In the 16th century, a powerful new dynasty emerged, the Safavids. They made Shia Islam the official state religion. Setting Iran apart from its Sunni neighbors, the Safavids built mosques, schools, and cities. Their rule created the foundation for modern Iranian identity. After the Safavids, Iran experienced political instability and foreign pressure. In the 19th century, European powers, especially Britain and Russia, began interfering in Iranian affairs. Iran lost territory and influence. At the same time, internal dissatisfaction was growing over corruption and weak leadership. In 1906, Iran had its first constitutional revolution. It created a parliament and limited the powers of the monarchy for the first time. But hopes for a democracy were short-lived. Foreign influence and internal power struggles returned with force. During World War II, Britain and the Soviet Union occupied Iran to secure oil and supply lines. They forced the abdication of Reza Shah, installing his son, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, as the new monarch. In 1951, a popular leader, Mohammad Mossadegh, became prime minister. He nationalized Iran's oil industry, challenging British interests. But in 1953, a CIA and UK-backed coup removed Mossadegh and returned full power to the Shah. This event remains a major point of resentment in Iran's modern political history. The Shah's regime became increasingly authoritarian. Despite rapid modernization and westernization, many Iranians felt their identity and voice were being suppressed. By the late 1970s, widespread protests erupted across the country. These protests were fueled by religious leaders, students, workers, and everyday citizens in 1979. The Iranian Revolution overthrew the Shah. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini returned from exile and established an Islamic Republic. Iran shifted from monarchy to theocracy. Religious leaders now had ultimate authority over the state. That same year, Iranian students stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. They held 52 Americans hostage for 140 days. A crisis that defined U.S.-Iran relations for decades. In 1980, Iran was invaded by its neighbor Iraq. Led by Saddam Hussein, the Iran-Iraq War lasted 8 brutal years and caused immense loss on both sides, despite being isolated and battered. Iran survived the war, but its economy and society were deeply strained. In the 1990s and 2000s, Iran tried to balance its revolutionary ideals with growing internal demands for reform. Tensions with the West continued, particularly over Iran's nuclear program. International sanctions hit Iran's economy hard. At the same time, the country remained a key player in Middle Eastern politics. Iran supported allies and proxy groups in Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. These moves increased regional influence but also deepened tensions with Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the US. Today, Iran is a country of contradictions. It's home to a young, educated population that often seeks reform and global connection. Yet it's also ruled by a conservative leadership rooted in revolutionary values. Protests and government crackdowns continue to make headlines. Iran's history is a story of resilience, identity, and power. A nation that has been conquered, redefined, and reborn over thousands of years. To understand the Middle East today, you must understand Iran. Its past is key to its future, and to the future of the region. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the forces that shaped our world.